It's one problem down for presidential bet Bongbong Marcos after the Comelec Second Division voted to dismiss the petition challenging his candidacy. The decision stated that the former senator did not misrepresent himself in his COC despite his existing tax conviction. It's day one of the no vaccination, no ride policy in public transportation within Metro Manila. Let's find out how effectively the policy had been implemented on its first day. And the DOH confirms community transmission of the Omicron COVID variant in the National Capital Region as cases rise by the thousands over the past weeks. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Embattled presidential bet Bongbong Marcos faces one less major stumbling block after the Comelec ruled in his favor, junking the petition seeking to cancel his candidacy. Dale De Vera with the story.
The petition to cancel the certificate of candidacy of Bongbong Marcos has been dismissed. The Comelec Second Division ruled that his COC does not contain false material representations. Recall that Marcos Jr. was accused of lying for stating that he had not been meted the penalty of perpetual disqualification. The division said the Court of Appeals never said Marcos was disqualified from public office. It also explained that the amended tax code that imposed perpetual disqualification against Marcos Jr. cannot be retroactively applied. This as it only took effect in January 1986, when the years involved in Marcos's tax conviction were 1982 to 1985.
Hindi ka pwede mag-interpret, hindi ka pwede mag-speculate or mag-extrapolate ng penalty na hindi nag-i-exist. Ayon doon sa analysis nung sinulat doon sa dispositive portion ng Court of Appeals, walang nakalagay na disqualification doon.
The ruling added that failure to file income tax returns is not a crime of moral turpitude, but petitioners are not giving up as they plan to file a motion for reconsideration in the coming days. The camp of Marcos, on the other hand, is calling on them to just unite and ensure peaceful elections come May.
If they want to exhaust all legal remedies available to them, it is within the right, and we have always been respectful of the rights.
Presidential bet Senator Manny Pacquiao refused to comment but said he continues to watch out for developments. Another presidential candidate, Ping Lacson, meanwhile called on the public to respect the ruling. This echoes the sentiment of Malacanang acting spokesperson Carlo Nograles. This is the second petition that has been junked, with the first one sought to declare Marcos as nuisance bet. Other cases are still pending, including a consolidated petition to disqualify him from the presidential race. For News 5, Dale De Vera, We're One News.
The Supreme Court has affirmed the dismissal and perpetual disqualification from public office of Surigao del Sur 1st District Representative Prospero Pichay. The SC 1st Division rejected Pichay's petition to junk his administrative and criminal liabilities. This is in connection to the questionable investments worth 780 million pesos made during Pichay's tenure as chairperson of the Local Water Utilities Administration. Back in 2013 and 2014, the Court of Appeals affirmed the Ombudsman's order, which dismissed Pichay as the agency's chairman. Pichay is seeking a third and final term in Congress in the 2022 national elections. In other news, residents living near the Mapagba River in Davao Oriental are worried about their health and safety after sediments from a nearby mine turned the river orange. Jem Avancenia with the report.
The Mapagba River in Banay-Banay, Davao Oriental turned orange after it was filled with sediments coming from the mining company operating in the area. The coastal area where the river flows was also affected. Residents in the area are worried that this may cause harm to them and to the environment. They have been using the river for bathing and laundry as the water supply in the area is still a problem.
Kawawa ang mga tao dito. Di rin makapaglaba yung mga tao. Kulang na nga ang supply ng tubig ng barangay. Wala rin naman tayong magagawa. Nasa baba lang tayo. Yung mga nasa itaas ang nagdedesisyon.
And since the sediments have reached the coastal area, many fishermen were also affected. They are worried that fishes and seashells might die due to the siltation.
Maglisod kami sa panagat, ma'am, sa mong panginamoy diriya.
Hirap kaming mangisda. Apektado kita namin dahil dito sa mining. Ako titigil na lang sa pangingisda. Maghahanap na lang ako ng ibang trabaho. Okay yung pangingisda namin dati nung wala pang mining. Ngayon, wala na. Di na rin naman daw mapapatigil.
But according to Art Nickel Resources Incorporated, there is nothing to worry as the incident is not hazardous. Nevertheless, they are still investigating the incident and are conducting cleanup drives along the river.
So, hindi naman siya ganun talaga ka-hazardous kasi it's just a matter of talagang nag-discolor lang siya. And,
Ganun ka-alarming, parang ganun.
Yes, hindi naman siya ganun ka-alarming at hindi naman siya ganun ka-dangerous sa tao po. Yung company is nag-conduct talaga ng clean-up into the affected community. And actually, kahapon is nagkaroon nga din ng community service to them in which nagbigay kami ng ayuda.
DENR in Davao also said that they have already formed an investigating team composed of personnel from Mines and Geoscience Bureau, Environment Management Bureau, and Senro. For News 5, Jem Avancenia, we are One News.
We're going to pause for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Keep it here on One News. You're back on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The implementation of the no vaccination, no ride policy begins today in Metro Manila. We have Mon Gualvez reporting to us live from Pureza in the city of Manila to tell us more. Mon, how was day one of this new policy? Was it implemented?
Sean, police have been very strict in their inspections along checkpoints during the first day of the no vaccination, no ride policy in public utility vehicles. But what if there were no checkpoints? That's what I tried to find out.
The volume of jeepney passengers in Monumento have eased up by 1 p.m. And upon taking a jeepney, I noticed that the driver did not check for vaccination cards. But he at least made sure that physical distancing is enforced inside the jeepney. Authorities only allow 70% passenger capacity in public transportation. Same is the case with the modern jeepneys in Blumentritt. The driver admitted that he only checks for vaccine cards when he knows he's going to pass by a checkpoint.
Bakit di mo na sine-check yung mga vaccination card?
Kapag maraming pasahero matumpukan, sinasabihan ko yan nga, sir, ang sasakay dito yung may bakuna lang. Hindi po, no? Hindi ko tinatanong. Hindi naman pinapansin ng pulis pag hindi po, no?
The PNP Highway Patrol Group mounted a checkpoint in Rizal Avenue, Caloocan to enforce the policy. Those who are only partially vaccinated were asked to alight and go home.
Warning muna yung ginagawa natin. Purely advocacy muna yung ng Highway Patrol ngayon. No? Pero yung mga glaring na violation, tineteketan na natin.
Many passengers are in favor of the policy and emphasize the need for safety amid the threat of the Omicron variant.
Mas mainam na po yung ganito, mas mahigpit tayo kasi mahirap na eh. Lalo na po sa akin mag-OFW, mag-abroad.
Abala kasi na yung biyahe, kailangan po pahinto-hinto para i-check yung mga vaccination card. Pero mas okay naman po para safe po lahat dahil fully vaccinated po.
Sean, authorities are reminding the public to keep their vaccine cards on hand, whether there's a checkpoint or none, because blatant violations by PUV drivers and operators will be slapped with fines up to 10,000 pesos and a possible suspension or revocation of their franchise. Meanwhile, passengers will be get fined by up to 5,000 pesos plus up to 6 months in jail, depending on the LGU ordinance. Sean?
Right. Thank you so much for that update and for giving us a look at that beautiful sunset behind you. Mon Galvez reporting to us live from Pureza in Manila. Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. The National Bureau of Investigation said it was able to stop an escape attempt made by 3 prisoners, led by alleged drug lord Kerwin Espinosa. The NBI said Espinosa and 2 others planned to escape through a hole in the exhaust vent over at the NBI Detention Center. Jail officials have since tightened security measures after the attempt. The Health Department has confirmed community transmission of the Omicron COVID variant in Metro Manila. DOH spokesperson Maria Rosario Vergeres said this is evidenced by the steep rise in the number of cases in the NCR. The DOH is also noting a similar pattern in other regions outside of Metro Manila. And another oil price hike will be set in place tomorrow, January 18. A 90 centavo per liter increase is expected for gasoline, while a 1 peso and 80 centavo per liter hike is in the pipeline for diesel. Kerosene prices will also be going up by 2 pesos and 30 centavos per liter. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.